Welcome back, YouTube. So I wanted to make this video because I did a poll right before we had the takeoff of like Microsoft and some of these large cap companies really take off in the last week. I made a poll saying on my community section asking if any of you own Microsoft and Apple, whether it was one or the other or both, and more than 50% of the people that participated in the poll said they owned neither. And I wanted to really just point this out because I believe that as a community, I know most of the people that follow my channel, they strictly invest in crypto, but I wanted to just really emphasize on the point of being well-rounded and not leaving money on the table, particularly easy money. And that's why I titled this video Easy Money, because the money that is left on the table in these large cap companies, it relatively comes easy. And I know some people are going to say, well, nothing is free, nothing becomes easy and stuff like that. We're going to cover some of those reasons that these particular stocks always go up and how they're really intertwined with the overall economy, and how if we are going to change directions in the economy, how these companies have to go up just because of their sheer size. And if they don't, then of course it's going to be a negative indicator on the overall market. So these companies must move, and I think that for most of you that follow the crypto market or who have invested in the stock market within the last 3 to 5 years, you know how the market can be influenced to go a direction that is particularly beneficial to the Federal Reserve or whatever political party is leading at that time. So the primary companies I asked about were obviously Microsoft and Apple, but the overall weight of the economy is really dominated by the top 7, but you can stretch as far as to say the top 10 of the S&P 500, the 500 largest companies. Really, the top 7 to 10 really determine the direction of the overall market, whether or not it's up or down. That's why a lot of us were saying that when the administration, when the Fed was saying that, oh, we're not in a recession and stuff like that, if you remove the top 7 companies, you will get a better idea of how the actual economy is doing, because the top 493 or 490, they're going to give an actual insight on how the economy is doing. You take those 7 out and we're no longer green, we're actually red. So you can kind of get an idea, but those 7 are really, really big. And those are going to be where the majority of the money is going to go in the economy, and kind of give that that push in the green direction. Obviously, we're talking about, I'm going to cover some of them here. My favorites are Apple and Microsoft, and we'll get into that. But obviously, I'm talking about Apple, Microsoft, Tesla, Amazon, Google, Meta, NVIDIA. These companies are going to be the biggest sponges when the money comes out, and that's where the capital is going to go. Now, if you're looking at these companies here, we're going to see just how much allocation of funds go into these companies when we have either news comes out or even just the balance of your portfolio, whether it's weighted or not. You're going to just see how much. I'm going to switch over here to a chart, and you'll just kind of see over the last week, just literally like the buying pressure that goes into these companies. So give me one sec. I'm going to switch over here. And I really think that while I'm switching, I really think the biggest thing is going to be just making sure you have that exposure, not just in the crypto market, but more so having it on both sides, because it'll give you the option to catch that capital. Because we see things, I'm going to do a separate series on this, but you'll see things like BlackRock and Vanguard, JP Morgan, all these huge hedge funds. I believe Citadel as well. All these huge hedge funds are getting ready to participate in the market. So you're going to see a lot of that capital, and you're going to see probably a little bit more of a consolidation between the swings of the stock market and crypto. Oh, that's why, because it's obviously already added. I did it before I started the video, so I'm looking for something that's already there. Okay, so here is a closer look at Microsoft and what we've been seeing here. So if I can zoom in. or like the last week. This is the last day. I'm trying to get a bigger view here. Full screen. Here we go. Okay. So this is Microsoft. Let's take a look here at the last week and take a look here at the chart. So you'll see a lot of these companies that are, you'll say, okay, well, the market increased by X amount of billions of dollars this past week. And you'll see exactly where the capital is actually going. Because if you're not investing in some of these large companies, you're going to say, okay, well, I haven't seen that much movement. It seems like Microsoft and Nvidia, Tesla, they're strictly trading on news. It's going to get covered more. So obviously you can see those movements, but overall, you're going to want to pay attention to some of these highs and lows in these companies and kind of keep an idea of where overall the market's headed. Because obviously the market has been, the people more so like last year, so have been kind of taking a beating. So they are looking to declare that next bull run. And then you see these companies kind of push out and break out to all-time highs. It's saying, okay, well, what's next? I'm zooming out here, so I guess you can see kind of the trajectory for Microsoft and see where it's headed now. We're literally headed toward new territory here, and you have like these gaps up. You have people coming in trying to put it and stuff like that, but overall, you're going to see this kind of be these companies here, like particularly that top 7, they're going to kind of be blazing the trail going into the next cycle here. Let's take a look here at Tesla. You'll see, in fact, let's just a week. Let's take a look here on the day. As a matter of fact, let me go back. I wanted to show you the buying pressure on Microsoft for the day. So that is this over here to the right. This is the buys that's coming in for Microsoft. So here, obviously, the price ranges 308, stuff like that. This includes some of the options that people are buying them at, the premiums and having the right to buy them. But obviously, you can see this is overwhelmingly buys that's coming in. You'll see some sells here, some panic will start to set in because of the gaps here. But ultimately, when you are looking over even the last, let's zoom. Let's do the last year. That's the last year, but let me go back to weeks and I'll zoom out. This is what I meant by the market's technically geared to go up. And this is, and you can see similar patterns here. Let's go to one with the long history. Let's go to Apple. Scoot over a little bit. Apple, almost, I'm not gonna say identical, but you get the picture. So this is what I meant by easy money and leaving money on the table here, because it's similar to, now crypto is a lot more violent. But when you are looking at these companies that are staples for the economy, you're going to want to keep that in mind when you're looking at investing and saying that, okay, what has this company, the cycle still play an important factor if you're comparing it to crypto and really the stock market. You're going to say, what has this company done over the last 5-10 years? How important is this company to the overall market? How what's the competitive advantage? And if you look at these two, the reason I like Microsoft and Apple, and I kind of just give you like a secret here, really, look at what these companies do when there's a recession. Or when companies start struggling, and some companies kind of similar niches and stuff like that, they go out, they're very cash heavy, and they go out and they buy these companies. Microsoft and Apple they're really indexes inside of the actual company. Go back and look at the companies that they've acquired literally just in the last 5 to 10 years. When things get rough overall in the economy, Apple and Microsoft, they're sitting on many billions of dollars, and they go out and they go shopping and they acquire other companies to make their company better. And this is how you always see them recover. And they're like the first ones to recover when when the economy starts turning around, or when people are comfortable to invest again, they start allocating those money. They always run to these bigger companies here. They're the largest sponge. This is what I meant by easy money. If you're understanding the cycles of crypto, it's not as violent, but it is certainly as predictable. And again, outside of like Armageddon or some crazy event, these companies are going to continue this trend. And even if we got into a major war, I definitely see Microsoft and Apple, kind of like what we're seeing with the world wars and stuff like that. I definitely see them pivoting to produce with some materials and stuff like that that we're going to use in that war. I think even then they would still be profitable companies. So even in that catastrophic event, I still see these companies still being able to turn a profit, and Tesla as well, early in there. So Nvidia too, and Nvidia is certainly making a name for itself now. I see Nvidia being in there too. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're looking at your investment side. If you're thinking, okay, I'm just going to do strictly crypto or strictly the stock market, we're going to have that regulation across the board as these large stock companies, because that's what BlackRock is, that's what Vanguard is, that's what JP Morgan is, that's what Citadel is. These are stock market companies. They're going to bring some of that regulation and rules over to crypto, and you're going to see the Federal Reserve, SEC, and all that kind of stuff. They're going to try and have as much overlap as possible. So just kind of keep that in mind and just say that they are going to use the crypto market to strengthen what they're already doing. You're going to see more of a mesh between the two. So just kind of make sure that you're kind of, I'm not saying playing both sides, but you can certainly make money on both sides, especially without taking an obscene amount of risk with some of these larger cap companies. So anyway, just wanted to cover that. I said I would in the comment section. So let me know your thoughts as far as for investing in some of these larger companies and getting some of the money that's literally allocated and must move for the economy to go up. Let me know your thoughts and comments in the comment section, and I will see you guys in the next video. If you like the charting that you've seen in this video or the news that I bring to this channel, you can have access to both at moomoo.com. I have a link in the description section. You can get up to 15 free stocks when you open an account with $100. If you like charting and the news that I bring to this channel, you can have access to both by clicking the link for Moomoo down in the description section. You can get up to 15 free stocks when you deposit $100 with the company, and you will also get 5.1% interest on your money, FDIC insured. And if you want to sell those stocks and buy something else, you can, but you can have access to these charts, news, information, trainings, everything by clicking the link in the description section.